Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22. With the Pittsburgh Pirates after a pretty rough season, all things considered. First of all, thank you to, I think it was either two or three of you who pointed out that I'd actually missed the option. This is the option I was looking for, allowing draft pick trading. This option instead lets you give minor leaguers a major league contract. And I don't actually want that because they hardly ever do that in the majors anyway. So, we have a lot to think about. We have an awful lot to think about. We have a coaching staff that's not the greatest. So it's going to take us some time, I think, to get to a point where we're going to be in good shape. That's my opinion anyway. There's also that weird moment where... Oh no, that was in the other series. Never mind. So, at the very minimum, we're going to need to find ourselves a couple of new players. But let's begin by looking at arbitration. Who is in for a big pay raise, and who do we maybe want to consider getting rid of? Chasen Shreve, I appreciate your strikeout rate. I do. I think you've got a nice 3-pitch mix. This is not sustainable. This is extremely not sustainable. And so I think we happily go ahead and let you go and see if someone else is willing to give you a new contract. Because, yeah, he just doesn't even want to talk to us, and that's fair. So, we're going to start with Chad Kuhl. Chad was an okay starting pitcher. Certainly not exemplary, but I've certainly seen worse, and he's only asking for a pretty minor raise. So I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give him his $2.4 million, and that'll be good. Nick Pivetta, we acquired him in a trade. Actually just a short time ago. We don't really know what we have in him yet. So I think $900,000 is a very reasonable contract. So we'll do that. Steven Brault is pretty decent. He's pretty okay. We have a common element here. We have a lot of pitchers that just don't have very good control. But until I know more about what these pitchers can or can't do, I'm not super eager to get rid of any of them just yet. Okay. Kyle Crick. I'm not that impressed by you. Major leagues only, please. And let's look at expanded stats. No, I want expanded too, because I want to see pitch or strikeout rate and walk rate. I don't have either of those things. Okay. I'm just not that intrigued by him. I mean, this is his third season with Pittsburgh, not counting 2020. And he's ranged from decent to bad to bad. He's trying to tell me something, and that something is that he is not worth even $900,000. So I'm going to non-tender you for now, and I'm going to see if I can trade you, actually, and pick up a decent prospect. And nobody wants him. That's understandable. Poor Cricky. Richard Rodriguez is decent. The raise he wants is pretty reasonable. So I'm going to go ahead and let him have it for now. And again, right now all I'm trying to do is figure out what we actually have so that I can then go ahead and start filling holes and building teams up. Chris Stratton was our most valuable reliever last season. That is almost undisputable. And he's been quality now for 3 years. So, Mr. Stratton, you want a fairly minor raise. I'm going to give it to you. Just like that. Michael Felice. I will re-sign you as well. And again, these are the kind of places that the world on fire. But what this does is it buys me time to figure out who actually is good and who maybe isn't so good. Michael Perez. You are a relatively decent backup catcher, but you're not a starting catcher. Unfortunately, neither is Jacob Stallings. I basically have 2 backup catchers, and I don't feel like paying for 2 of them. Stallings might be a tiny bit older, but he's also a more accomplished hitter, and he's actually the better catcher. So I'm actually going to go ahead. I'm going to give you a contract extension. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to try to flip Michael Perez. Because I can buy a catcher of his caliber pretty cheaply on the market. Heck, if I take a quick look at my minor leagues... Yeah, there's some other possibilities here. There's quite a few possibilities here. And so I just don't feel any particular desire to overpay to keep Michael Perez. Not if I can trade him and get a decent prospect. I can get a switch hitter who doesn't hit. No, thank you. Instead, I'm going to manually trade him and try to get a draft pick out of him. I need to find a team that has bad catchers. Oh, this will be actually much easier. I need positional rankings. So the Braves have the worst catchers in the major leagues. So let's talk to them. Oh, wow. What's wrong? What happened to Adley Rutschman? That Chris Katz is their #1 prospect. Damn. Okay. So we're going to talk to Atlanta. And we're going to see if we can convince them to give us something decent for our backup catcher. And I'm not looking for a lot. I would like an elite level prospect. They're probably going to tell me to go to hell. Let me start with a 3rd round pick. A 3rd round pick actually probably happens. What about a 2nd round pick? We're actually pretty close. Could I get a 1st round pick? You're going to laugh in my face, right? Okay. That's fair. So I could definitely get a 2nd rounder. I'd have to give you something fairly decent, though. And I'm not ready for that. Even to get a 3rd round pick, you're asking for something fairly good. He says he just needs some more time. I'm going to go ahead and submit the offer to him. and we're going to see if a 4th-round pick is good enough for him. I know a 4th-round pick isn't likely to be anything massive, but it's a backup catcher, and I don't want to pay him. I know he doesn't make much money, but he's just not worth paying. Eric Gonzalez is just bad. There's no easy way to say it. He's an okay utility guy with a tiny bit of power. I don't see keeping him around. I don't think it's sensible. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to flip Eric Gonzalez. Like, I get literally anything for him, I'll take it. No. You know what, Eric? I'm going to go ahead and just non-tender you to save some money. Colin Moran is interesting, I guess. You probably need a platoon partner if I'm going to keep you. You're asking for a raise, but it's honestly not a huge raise, so I'm kind of inclined to let you have it. For now, at least. Adam Frazier, you present a very interesting dilemma to me. Because the season you just had is the best season of your career by a pretty fair margin. Like, there's no debating this is your best overall season. And if that cost me $8 million, I'm not happy about that. But I'm also not sure that I can do much better. You're a solid defender, maybe a little too error-prone, but at the end of the day, you've probably earned an extension. The thing is, you want a long-term extension. And I'm just not sure that I'm ready for that. I know the magic number is like anywhere between $8 and $10 million a win. And if he's consistent with 3 wins, $12 million is a steal. But I can't have a giant contract weighing over my head. So I'll tell you what we'll do. If you give me 2 team options so I can mitigate this risk, I would give you this deal. Because then the only risk is that he's not worth it in 2023. And if that happens, it happens. I think that's reasonable. It's a decent medium-length extension. And by the end of it, he's probably not going to be worth it. But that's fine. Kevin Newman. Here's my problem with you. You're not a great shortstop. And because you're not a great shortstop, your actual value doesn't look as good. You'd be a better second baseman, but I just handed a big old truckload of money to a second baseman. I'm not going to get rid of you, but I'm probably going to consider trading you. Oh, you don't even want to talk to me right now. Fine. I am legitimately interested to see if Brian Reynolds can recapture a bit of his 2019 form. He's young. He's got loads of potential. He just didn't hit the ball quite as hard this season. You more than deserve an extension. I'm not even going to nickel and dime you. You can have your $1.2 million. Anthony Alford. You're a mediocre center fielder who's not a great hitter. If you're playing this many innings for us, we're in bad shape. We need to find a new center fielder. I don't mind paying you. Oh, you don't even want to talk to me right now. And Brian Goodwin, you were just not good. You're just not good. Mr. Goodwin, what could I get for you? I wonder. I mean, I could get Blake Perkins, who's at least a decent, interesting defensive player. He's not great, but at least he plays a premium position. Yeah, let's do it. Let's consummate the deal. That's so wrong, Dayton Moore. Alright, so that is my arbitration issues dealt with. Free agents without compensation. I don't feel any particular need to bring back either Darren O'Day or Yaisil Puig. Chase Anderson. If he wanted like $1 million, I'd consider it. No, he doesn't even want to talk to me. That's fair, I guess. Troy Stokes Jr., can I give you a minor league contract extension, please? You've earned at least that much. And then that's fine. Let's advance a couple of days. Almost. I've got to give you something extra to get that 4th round pick. But all you're wanting is good players. I'd rather just ask for a 5th round pick. There are my trades. The thing is, I'm going to make this trade if I can get at least a reasonable draft pick in it. No, you're asking for a lot. I'm just going to keep Perez for now, and I'm going to go ahead and offer him a 1-year deal. Like, as much as I think it's an overpay, it's not a ridiculous one, and especially since I don't have a better catcher to replace him, I think I'm okay with that. Let's go up to arbitration hearings. Bunch of people sign contracts. Okay, so here has been posted by Japan. Like, the only player that's even remotely interesting to me is Kota Futaki. He's a soft tosser with good control, but not great movement. Like, we're talking a number 5 starter. That's $14 million. Okay, here we go. So it's going to be 20% over the next 5 years. I can't do it. I can't spend that much money over time for that little of a return. I can't do it. Maybe another team could, but I can't afford to waste my money like that. I'm glad you've decided to do that. Everyone else has signed their deals. And the 4 of you aren't. I wonder if Newman has changed his tune. He really hasn't. Why are you so angry? I guess you're just a grumpy dude. That's fine. Hey, we got a Gold Glove. An Adam Frazier. Nice. I know I don't have anywhere near a reliever, by the way. I'm nowhere near that discussion. Let's just go up to MVP. Excellent. Brian Hayes. No, Christian Pache came pretty close, but the right guy won, in my opinion. He was worth almost 6 wins. I wonder if you got any votes for MVP. You probably didn't. That's fine. Let's go up to free agency filing. I won both of my hearings. Hooray. And we've got some flat-out international free agents. Most of whom don't seem that intriguing. I mean, a guy like Lindor or Correa would obviously be amazing additions to this team, and I'm positive I can't afford them. I can't afford them, like, at all. I wonder if I could get Brian Hayes to take. No. I like where your head's at. And if you give me another season or even 2 seasons like this one, I will pay you that in a heartbeat. But I can't afford to pay you that much right now. Because our biggest issue is always going to be our budget. Like, this owner is a jerk, and he's going to do everything he can to suck me dry of the money that we do bring in. So this is going to be about smart bargain basement free agents, the waiver wire, the Rule 5 draft, and then the actual draft. That's how we're going to build this team to the point where maybe a later owner, or even maybe even this owner, would be willing to cut loose a bit more money. But, I mean, I don't see us being able to ever afford someone like Francisco Lindor. We just can't. So, what positions do we most need help at? Who the heck is this guy? I don't know. I am reasonably content with my 2 through 4 hitters, and everyone else I think is expendable. I also do like Travis Swaggerty, though. I think he's a very nice piece, too. So basically, center, left, third, and second. Shortstop is probably one of the biggest areas we could upgrade in, as would be like a center field, like as some other positions too. I'm going to focus on potential. And then I'm going to go ha 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 ha. Definitely tell me whether there's compensation. That's not even optional. Come on, game. Oh no, it's probably under... What? That is compensation. Scouted. There we go. A pitcher like James Paxton would give us instant credibility. The problem is that this is a guy who just hasn't pitched that much. And that's most of my free agent money. I'd rather sign 2 or 3 free agents than spend a bunch of money on 1 or 2. Because we're not 1 or 2 players away from winning the World Series or anything like that. We're probably 5 or 6 players away. So we're going to do some dumpster diving. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing at all wrong with paying a much more reasonable salary, maybe on a player who hasn't been very good of late, and give him a chance to earn more money later on. How's our pen looking? Pen could be upgraded. Pen could actually really be upgraded. Rotation, yeah, basically any kind of pitcher is something that we'd be interested in as well. I mean, Jordan Lyles seems like the perfect candidate to add to this team. He doesn't even want a guaranteed contract, so I'm going to happily offer you $1.5 million of my money to do exactly that. Even like the average players are kind of pricing themselves out of my price range. I could see adding a Buster Posey for a couple of seasons. Potentially. I think you'd make an interesting player. I just don't see a place for you to play right now. You know, let's look at shortstops. Because if there's any one position we could use an upgrade at, it would be a shortstop. I'm going to filter. And I'm going to say choose fielding ratings, fielding a shortstop, at least 75. Okay, that got real expensive. So we're going to do this as good fielding shortstop. We'll do that. So that's an issue. There's no way I can afford any of these players. Let's try this one. Alright, that opens things up a bit. A guy like Freddie Galvis isn't the worst decision we could make. I know there's other players I could get for even cheaper. But I think Freddie Galvis is what we're looking for. Alright. I could use a starting... I could definitely use pitchers. And then let me remove this filter. Yes. Let me look at starters. $1.5 million on a chance that Garrett Richards might not be terrible is exactly the kind of risk I'd like to take. And then let's also offer a deal to Chris Bassett. And then reliever-wise, I definitely want some upgrades to the bullpen, but I don't want to pay a premium for them. Hello, Juan Yu. You're exactly the kind of player I want on my team. And I'll do the same with Steven Wilson. There we go. We're basically going to sign a lot of people to prove-it deals and see what they can manage. Yeah, I'll give you a shot. I'll basically pay you to rehab. I don't think that's fine for now. I don't really feel any particular desire to grab anyone else. Maybe Craig Kimbrell. He's surprisingly affordable. He's also not the pitcher he used to be, though, is the issue. Alright. So we got some irons in the fire. Let's see how they come out. That's a fun fact. Okay, Hall of Fame time. Bonds, Abreu. Clemens. Todd Helton. Let me think about that one a bit later. Tim Hudson, yes, I think. Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Scott Rowland, all deserve it. Schilling and Sheffield. Aramis Ramirez is close for me, but I think I'd actually vote for David Ortiz first. There we go. That's my ballot. I've already touched on why I would vote for most of these players in the past, so I'm not going to really bring it up again. But, yeah, that's who I'll vote for. Hey, look, LA got Clayton Kershaw. What a shock. Lindor signed with the Giants. That makes the Mets look pretty silly. Alright, so we're getting people thinking and liking the contracts that I have, which is great. I'm going to trade Cole Tucker. And I'm going to see if I can get a decent prospect for him. Because Cole Tucker is the kind of player where he's probably not going to crack my roster anytime soon. Especially not when a guy like DeMarcus Evans might be on offer. This is like an elite back of the pen option. Give me DeMarcus Evans, please. And I see you're calling it a bad deal. You're certainly entitled to think that, and I'll see if I can get them to throw in another prospect, like Jack Leiter. I'm kidding. Am I? I am. Cole Tucker is a competent shortstop. I missed that part. Yeah, I'm not going to trade Tucker. I'm going to shift him to shortstop. Here you go. It does make him a little bit closer to Major League ready, and none of my current players excite me all that much. I wouldn't mind grabbing a catcher. Hey, Vince. I know you're not very good, but you're also not going to cost me anything. There you go. I can get Roberto Perez pretty cheap. Interesting. All right, Rule 5 draft time. Anybody here that's sufficiently exciting, say potential in the 40s or above, that I wouldn't want to lose? Rodolfo Castro has at least elite level power. That certainly doesn't grow on trees. All right, Blake Wyman is definitely one of the players that's going on the 40-man. Game, why do you do this? Like, I don't care what OSA thinks about these guys. I care about what my highly paid scout thinks about them. Interesting. You could be quite a nifty little player if you played your cards right, my friend. Cole Tucker's probably going to make the Major League roster just because of his versatility. It might even be the starting shortstop. I really don't know. O'Neal Cruz is interesting, but not exceptional. Yeah, there's really nobody else here that I feel compelled to put on the 40-man. I could definitely see taking you in the Rule 5. Give me Edwin Uceda, please. Jordan Guerrero would be a pretty nice addition to the bullpen. Let's take him too. And Tito Ornelas. I'm happy to let him ride the pine for a season. Okay. That was a very busy Rule 5 draft, but I think we needed to do it. Yeah, I don't care about you, bro. All right, we got some contracts here. Excellent news. Bassett and Richards both require major league deals. That's fine. I can definitely find ways to accommodate that. These are essentially lottery tickets. That's what I'm acquiring these players for. I'm acquiring them so that we can put them on the team, we can see how they do, and I can turn on them, trade them, and get some more prospects or some draft picks. Wow. Okay. I see how you are, game. I think they actually tried to work a bit on their Hall of Fame model because it used to be that a lot more people would get in. All right. Preseason begins. The Detroit Tigers are now the Detroit Fusion. I gotta admit, that's a pretty badass looking thing right there. That's pretty good. That's pretty classy. I approve. Imagining having a lottery ticket and Tommy Pham is your prize. Oof. That is damning with faint praise, my friends. Damning with the faintest of praise. Alright. You would give me Adam Engel for Steven Alamice. And I'm not that fond of Steven, but I definitely don't want Engel. Not interested. Promoted some players. Alright. I definitely want to invite a lot of people to spring training. You. 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 And that's fine, actually. That's who I'll vote or allow in. Bench coach, do your thing. Bench coach, do your thing. And then I guess we sim until April. Jock Peterson signed with Cleveland. Fine, Travis. Ooh. Let me check that out. Oh, it's the round. Robin play. Excuse me. Wow, the U.S. didn't make it out of the second round? Damn, son. Yeah, because only won one game. That's rough. So yeah, it's going to be Mexico versus Japan and South Korea versus Italy. Italy, huh? Who wins the World Baseball Classic? Between Japan and Italy. Freaking Italy? What? Like, Italy doesn't even have any major leaguers on it. Oh, damn. Giorgio Manelli is pretty damn good. Well, there you have it, friends. That is not something I expected. Italy won the World Cup of Baseball. And if you had that in your pool, go buy a lottery ticket, like a really good one. Oh, poor Garrett Richards. Okay, so we get Kyle Nicholas. A very reasonable reliever, borderline starter with a bit of luck. I mean, MD Johnson is worth nothing to me. So I'll tell you what. If you really want Michael Felice, you're going to have to give me something else. Eh. There we go. Like, I know Michael Felice is better right now, but I'm actually pretty happy about Kyle Nicholas and his future, especially if he can improve his control. So he's definitely going to be sitting in the minors for a while, but I think he will come out the other end a better player for it. Player development. Mitch Keller really has taken like a duck to water. There we go. All right, all the games have been played. Let's start setting the roster. All right. Clay, AAA. Davis, AAA. I said Davis. Hartlieb, AAA. Reinhardt, AA. That still gives me 24 pitchers. Holy shit. I am not giving up on him being a starter yet. Priester, go ahead and go to... back to AA. I really like you, Chew. I'm probably going to keep you on the roster. I just need to figure out who needs to go. You've never even pitched a AAA yet. I think Mears, you're going to be starting the season at AAA. Spitzbarth, Rodriguez, down. Valdez. Yahuire. Am I down to like 13 pitchers? I'm down to 18 pitchers. I have too damn many starters. Right. Cody Bolton, I would like you to pitch in AAA, please. That does get me down to 5 starters. Avila, back to AAA for you. Bednar, AAA. 15. We're almost there, friends. I just need to find 2 more pitchers to demote. Valdez and Vyman. 13 pitchers. We finally got there, friends. That took a very long time. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to come over here and I need to say, this is my job again. And nuke it, please. 5-man, strict. Alright. Very obviously, we have one really great pitcher, and his name is Mitch Keller. I don't think anyone could dispute that he is the best pitcher on this team. That's a starter. Then Brault. I'm probably going to make Pivetta the number 5 starter just because I think these other guys are a little bit better in the long run. And Pivetta's weak movement means I don't want him pitching in a really important situation. So that's done. Give me my relievers. My best pitcher is Chu. So I'm going to go and make you a closer. Do you have good stamina, Mr. Chu? You do have pretty good stamina. Let's put you in the 8th plus. Jeff Singer, by default, you get the coveted anti-bullpen role. To have anyone with exceptional stamina, Chad Kuhl. Chad, you're going to be emergency starter along relief. Same for James Marvel, I think. He's also going to be emergency starter along relief. And then middle for the rest of you. There we go. That is the starting rotation and bullpen of the 2022 Pittsburgh Pirates. I still need to get down 5 more spots. I don't need 3 first basemen, and I especially don't need Bay. Bay is very, very raw yet. I would like you to go to the minors and learn how to be less bad. Cruise to the minors. You have too much upside to call up now, especially if I'm not convinced he'll be a big contributor, Mr. Guerrero. I'm going to let you play in AAA this season and improve your skills. I don't need Dustin Fowler. One might argue that no one has ever needed Dustin Fowler, but I will happily waive him and see what happens. I don't necessarily like having Ornelas on the Major League roster, but he's a very good talent. And I am personally willing to give him a shot. That gives me 5 outfielders. One of whom is actually a shortstop, but he's a really good right fielder, so maybe we let him play there. I mean, the odd man out is pretty clearly Freddie Galvis. No, it's Alameus. Is it? You're a really good fielder. Galvis is at least a minor league style hitter, but yeah, I think we go ahead and release Galvis. Let's try trading him. Why not? It doesn't hurt anything. The worst they can do is say no. What if I added in Dustin Fowler? Is any team that desperate that they would give me something interesting? I said interesting. Give me Javier Assad. There we go. And now we're down to 26. These are the 26 men who make the Major League roster, including Jordan Lyles. I'm going to set you as the closer just so that I can find you easier and put you on the roster. Yeah. I think this is closer to a Major League Baseball roster than we've ever been before. Which is possibly damning with faint praise, but it's the truth. Uh-huh. Alright, give me batting ratings, contact. The best overall hitter is Cabrian Hayes. That's not particularly much for debate, so we'll put him at third. And hitting third, I guess. If I'm looking to put the best possible offense on the field, Kevin Newman should be my shortstop. If I'm looking to put my best possible defense on the field, it should be Steven Alameus. Alameus. Rock me, Alameus. Okay. Brian Reynolds has a bit more pop, so I think we'll bat Adam Frazier higher in the lineup. And let Reynolds bat second. Cleanup, I know someone has to bat cleanup, so it might as well be Moran, but I'm not enthusiastic about that particular decision. Cole Tucker is probably the best overall hitter. Do you have a hole in your swing? No, you're actually pretty consistent either way. Alright. Like, Swaggerty could be real good. He's just not there yet. So let's let him bat sixth. Jacob Stallings bats seventh. And then Newman will bat 8th for now. And then give me a depth chart, please. I don't necessarily want Perez playing that frequently. If you want to split time down the middle between these two, I guess I'm okay with that. But I think I'd actually prefer it be like a once a week kind of thing. And then we're going to copy, and we're going to copy, and we're going to swing over here. I'm going to paste, I'm going to paste. And then Colin Moran is never batting against a lefty again. Phillip Evans will be the starting first baseman against lefties. And then if you give me batting ratings, power versus left-handed pitching, Evans is a worthy cleanup guy, if that's the case. He is. Okay. So there you have it. There's our starting lineup. I'll be honest. We're really struggling for elite power in this lineup. Or heck, even mediocre power. And maybe Moran can do that. Maybe Tiso Ornelas is going to get enough playing time to show us what he can do. He'd be a nice addition to this team if he works out. There's a lot of possibilities on this roster. But we'd have to have everything break perfectly to even be within sniffing distance of a playoff spot. And I don't think we're going to get... I think this is at least another 2 seasons before I can even think about being adjacent to the postseason. I do have the number 3. I have the number 3 farm system, so that's good. Let's quickly check out the waiver wire. I was complaining about not having power. Mr. Rodolfo certainly looks like he might have power. Possibly. He's hit in the minors. I think that's the most important thing, is that he's hit really well in the minors. So I think I will go ahead and claim him off of waivers. And I think we also claim Bruce Maxwell. There we go. I think either one of them would be a pretty solid starting option for us. But with that, so we do get Adolfo and Maxwell. We'll trade some people to make space. I'd probably just send Tucker down to AAA. And heck, he's better than either of my starting catchers, so I could definitely find a place to play Maxwell. I frankly don't know how things are going to turn out this season. And we're relying awfully heavily on our 3 Rule 5 picks making some positive steps this season. But I think that might end up happening. I think we might get some good steps. I think Liover Guerrero is probably going to be starting for us next season at shortstop. Because I know he's not the greatest of gloves, but he's got the raw athletic talent. And he's a pretty decent all-around hitter. And we just need more offensive talent. Which is it's just the truth right now. That's what we need in order to be great. Cody Bolton probably won't stay in the minors for long. This is just about seeing what we have with what we've got here. Because a lot of these older players, they're not going to stick around here long. They're just here long enough to see how decent they are, and then they're getting traded. So we can give more youngsters a shot. Okay, so I hope you guys are enjoying the series thus far. Thanks again to everyone who pointed out the draft pick error. I feel pretty silly now. But next time, we're going to play through our second full season with the Pirates. We're going to see if we can't make some moves in the middle of the season to start to build up our farm system a bit more. I really hope that claim for Mick or Rodolfo goes through. We desperately need more raw power in this lineup. And that we don't have any. Like, I mean, if Colin Moran developed to the maximum of his potential, he might hit 25 homers one day. And that would be it. There's certainly a lot of room to go here before I feel that we have a dominating roster. But we have some very important pieces. Even if Mitch Keller went to the wrong Cincinnati area school. I guess that's not his fault. Until next time, though, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.